Hello, Booktube. I've got a tag for you today. This is the Booktube Confessions Tag. This has been going around, so I thought I would do it. This was created by Becky at Book Reviews with Becky, and yeah, let's get started. So, question number one: what is an unpopular book opinion slash preference you have? Um, I have a lot of unpopular opinions. My favorite unpopular opinion to say is that I love the ending of Hannibal by Thomas Harris. I know, like, yeah, I'm just gonna say that because I love it so much. um, that's probably my main one, but I don't know. I don't like Joyce, as you could tell by my last videos. Who else? Dickens bit hit and miss at times, but I always say that the Thomas Harris opinion is probably my favorite unpopular opinion I have. Question two: has your reading taste changed over the years, and how? Um, it kind of has over time. I started reading a lot of just fiction growing up, and by the time I was in my late teens, I started in nonfiction, like a lot of history and oh my god, history and biographies and all that. And then I found romance of Nora Roberts, and I still read classics. Been reading my whole reading life pretty much, and yeah, I read pretty much everything I get my hands on. And so yeah. Question three: what genre do you read to get out of a book slump? I don't really have book slumps anymore. I haven't probably had like a real book slump in at least a good 4 or 5 years maybe. And so I don't really go into reading slumps because I just read a lot and I read a lot of different types of genres, so I don't really get burnt out. But in terms of I want something different, I'll always pick up like a nice, I don't know, new nonfiction about the sea or animals, like something refreshing that's like popular nonfiction because I find that really nice and refreshing. Or like a romance, I'll reread like a Tessa Dare or like a Georgia Hayer. So that's what I'll go to if I'm feeling a bit slumpy. Question four: what are some of your automatic buy offers? I made a whole video about this if you can find it, but some main ones are just from the top of my head, like Sabrina Jeffries, Ali Hazelwood, who else? Emily St. John Mandel, Douglas Stewart, like those like some main ones. But again, watch that video because that's all I can remember right now. Question five: how many chances do you give an author before you won't try them again? I'm pretty bad with this. I'm pretty bad with this because, depending on how many books the author has, I will read all of them. Like a good example of that for me is Sally Rooney. I read Normal People and was scarred by it because it's so bad, and I was like, "This is so bad. I'm gonna read her other three novels," and then I waited and read Intermezzo or whatever it is, and I was scared because the page length in that book is starting to get longer, and I was like, where's the editor? But anyway, it depends. I just read everything by an author just because once I've read everything, I know there's books that I won't be skipping any books that I may like. But again, depending on how large their catalogue is, normally when they hit, I guess with Dickens, maybe 15 books, I will probably read an author's like entire oeuvre if they have like 15 works. But it depends because sometimes I like hating myself, and like I will happily hate read an entire author's oeuvre, as I'm doing with Joyce right now. Anyway, moving on from that, question six: do you have anything you like to do or listen to while you read? Um, I'm someone that always needs noise. I don't like being alone with my thoughts, and I most of the time I will put on music in the background. I crank it up, I jam it. I don't watch TV, but I may put on like booktube on in the background just for something to take my ears off because I think because I read so much like in school and like just in class and in so many like public areas for pretty much my whole life. I've gotten used to outside loud noises, so I can literally block it out, and I'll be fine. But normally I crank up music or something like that because why not? Maybe like some Tony Bennett just to make me feel like 100 years old. But I love Tony Bennett; he's really sweet. Question seven: how far do you read before DNF'ing? I don't really DNF at all. I may like do a soft DNF where I think, oh, I'll do this later when I want don't know, when I'll do it later. But that's as far as I go. I normally just finish it because I've got nothing else to do. So yeah, I don't really DNF at all. Question 8. Do you ever find yourself making the same faces as characters in a book? No, because I'm reading and I just stare at a page, just emotionless, like this, pretty much. Question 9. Rereading, yes or no, or depends. I reread all the time. I mostly reread classics like every 3-5 years, like what I'm doing with the Brontes, or what I'm doing my 1800s Russian authors right now. And I've been realizing that I mostly reread fiction, but I do want to change that and reread, I don't know, some non-fiction I've read. When I do my non-fiction bookshelf tour, I'll talk more about that pretty much. But yes, I reread all the time. And yeah, question 10, tag other booktubers. A lot of people have done this tag already, but if these questions seem interesting, I put all the questions things in the description below, and yeah, have a go at it. But yeah, that's the Booktube Confessions tag. This was really fun. And yeah, thanks for watching Booktube. I'll see you next time.